Hey, what's happening? It's Brother Man back again. Now it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time, and I'm back. Um, there's a good reason why I'm back because y'all think when I go hard on the sisters, you know, that it's not a balancing act for me. That is not a balancing act for me. Now I'm just as hard on the brothers. Now I appeared on Edwin Anderson's show. Edward Anderson, for all intent and purposes, he's an okay guy. He's an okay guy. Whether you like him or not, that's up to you. But it doesn't really bother me that much. So I have my own. We all have our own. Well, anyway, I was on this show, and the question was there was a question that was posed. Why don't no, he was saying that black women should respect black men. Well, okay. So now we're going to get into some things because we're going to define respect. Let's do that. I did it before, but I'll do it again. I'll do it again because see, all of these feelings, all of these feelings is relegated to an emotion. All of these feelings is being relegated to emotions. I said, drop the graphics, bro. Give me a second. Give me a second, L Nix. You know what? I will do that. I will most definitely do that. Right? All right. So what I'm looking at here, so the question about respect. Brothers say, well, we want to be respected. Right. Well, let's look up what Google has to say about respect. So then that way we won't get off on the same foot here. We can all get off on the same on the right foot. So that way we're not under any illusion. And I'll blow it up some more so that way you can see it. Respect is a feeling of deep admiration. So what we want for our sisters to have toward us is a feeling of deep admiration. Deep now. L Nix, what's happening? Say, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse you up, bro. There you go. Uh, but thank you very much, man, for joining me tonight, man. You are finishing some work? Yeah, yeah, me too. But we want our sisters to have a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something. Now, we obviously are the someone, but for someone, elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. See, this is what brothers don't want to deal with. You want respect. This is the reason why they said when you want respect, you got to earn it. You want to know why? What's the black man's abilities? What abilities are we displaying? What qualities are we displaying that we have? What are we achieving? The who, what, when, where, hows, and whys will determine a lot on this planet. So for everybody who's listening, I appreciate you guys for listening in, but this is gonna be a tough pill to swallow for the fellas. Now, what I gave was the big three. And I told him in terms of what, and I shared with the panel, the big three. Wally, what's good, man? What's happening? The big three: food, water, shelter. We're not represented in those three areas at all. So our ability to entertain women, they don't respect that. Singing, dancing, rapping, basketball playing, football playing, no one respects that. You're a joke. So what other things can we do? So I said food, water, shelter. Black men need to get in their way, go food, water, shelter. How about that? No, the government owns the water. No, they don't. The United States is one big ass game of Monopoly. Everything's for sale. Everything is for sale. And right now, they have bought our women, black women, they bought them wholesale. So I said, in the argument, black men need to start being responsible. Oh, we can't. Do you know we're a minority group? What are we going to do? Wait a minute. I've already shown guys, I've already proven that the Jews had took over Germany. And they was less than one, they was like 0.73% of the population. And they took over all of the finances, all of the businesses, everything in Germany. That's the reason why Hitler was mad. They were less than 1% of the population. Black people make up 13%, roughly about 13, maybe 14% of the population. Maybe. Yet and still, we continue to make excuses. The black man continue to make excuses about why he don't work together, about why he can't do business with each other. So now, the latest one is in terms of food, water, shelter. And I'm going to label this one water because I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a couple more on food, and I'm going to do a couple more on I want to do another one on shelter. Yeah, Auntie. Hey, thank you very much, bro, for that. Hey, bro, you don't have a wrench either. I'm gonna wrench you up, Auntie. Uh, yeah, I've already used those terms. Because I don't say derogatory things about people, right? I just use the facts and that's it, right? So I don't have to tread water. I don't have to tread water. Um, but at any rate, so the deal is this. The deal is this. Um, so this is the water segment. The water segment. See, when I be talking, you guys say, oh, the brother man, he's crazy. The man, he's crazy. He don't know what he's talking about. The water is owned by the government. They sold this water company. Chicago has like some of the best water. Chicago has some of the best water that you'll want to drink. You can drink it right out of the faucet. We've been able to do that for years. It's like the best. And it comes out of the faucet cold. So it's like you just take your hand, put it underneath there. Beautiful stuff. But check this out. No problem, Auntie. But it's beautiful stuff. But remember now, the water is owned by the government. Well, this is the Citizens Utility Board. Because if you Google Chicago water systems, you'll see that it's like, it'll tell you it has a whole commission, the Illinois Commerce Commission and all this other stuff, right? But over the past years, private water utilities, Illinois American Water and Aqua Illinois have been busy. This is the name of it. Illinois American Water and Aqua Illinois. These are private companies. They have been busy buying up depreciated water and wastewater systems across the state. Across where? These for-profit companies have purchased 37 systems since 2013. When I'm telling you black men don't want to be responsible for their own living, how in the hell can a woman respect you when you don't even own none of the things that's conducive to you living on this planet? Why would she? The state legislators passed a law that allows these water utilities to pass acquisition costs of $253 million and counting to their customers. You see, they just pass the costs right along to you. They buy the companies, pass the cost along to the customers. Now, we could just about guess what color these people are. We can just about guess it. But the fact of the matter is that brothers are so far behind. You just hear them get on the panels, and they actually argue with me on these points on Edward Anderson's show. The government owns the water. Negroes is crazy. You're crazy. Why would a black woman have a feeling of deep admiration for you when you don't even own the water that you're drinking? It was for sale. You go out in this world and you buy everything else, black men, except assets. You purchase everything else in this world except assets. And no, I'm not just talking about houses. I'm not just talking about music royalties. No, I'm talking about the big three: food, water, shelter. Food, water, shelter. I am talking about actual companies that produce. I mean, hell, we can buy wing stops. We can buy Starbucks. We can buy movie theaters. We can buy movie theaters. Thanks, Wally. We can buy all the bullshit in the world. Our predecessors worked hard. So, because they had actual companies. Oh, yeah. They had steel mills. They built buses right from the steel all the way through production, all of the parts. They had rubber factories. They wanted to move on to the next steps, but they couldn't because the Pinkos were boxing them in. The Pinkos were boxing them in and would not allow them to move toward the steps of becoming the plug, moving toward the steps of the natural resources of the planet. Here you go, black man. Natural resources for sale. Will Smith, for sale. For sale. All of y'all entertainers out there in the world, the Kevin Harts of the world, all of you millionaire, gazillionaire, LeBron James, Jay-Z, all of you Negroes, they came clean through Illinois, right through the middle of the damn country, and brought 37 systems. Oh, and check it out. Listen to the Pinkos crying. The amount we pay for water and sewer services is unreasonable. I feel we are being held hostage by the Illinois American Water Company. Here it is. Ratepayers may be unsatisfied with the new private owners of their systems. Yeah. but no one wants to own the water. No black men don't want to own the water systems, because it's the government owns it. I told them we could buy water reclamation systems. No, you can't. Everything now is being privatized. Hey, just wait till I do the real estate section, the shelter section. Oh, I'm going to go be a realtor. Kevin Hart. No, Kevin Samuels. He said, we're not going to get our black men are not going to get any respect because we don't hire our black women. We don't hire them to work for us. Okay. Okay. No water. Let's see. Let's see who else has private water systems around the country. I mean, y'all want to do that? So that way you won't see that I am just making this up, right? Let's do this. Because you guys think that I'm making this up. So you guys won't think that I'm making this up. Is water public or private in the U.S.? Oh, check this out. Although many U.S. water utilities are today publicly owned and operated, many U.S. water utilities were initially private ventures. So initially, the water systems were initially private. Does the U.S. have private water? The private water industry serves more than 73 million Americans. According to the National Association of Water Companies, and more than 2,000 facilities operate in public-private partnership contract arrangements. See, what I'm telling you, that black men do not want to be responsible, they fucking don't. Yeah, this is a tough pill for people to swallow. This is a tough pill for people to swallow. You know why? Because I'm not calling women hyenas tonight. Because I'm not talking about holding women accountable tonight. Because we're not laughing and joking and playing about this tonight. There's more than 2,000 facilities. You Negroes don't even want to put your money in to buy one. Wally, what did you say? The three powers for those that come to strength? Exactly. Water, food, and shelter. You can't even take care of yourself. If the Pinkos disappear today, how are you going to take care of yourself? See, Kevin Samuels, he was. I realized that he was kind of joking when he was asking the woman, if all the men disappeared, how would you get your water? I don't know if he heard me on the stream or something years ago, but I told the question was, if the pinkos disappeared off the planet, how are black people going to feed themselves, water, and shelter themselves? And not miss a beat. Stay in your current situation. How are you going to be able to do that? If they just up and vanished and disappeared, can you take care of yourself? The answer is no, you can't. You're not in these spaces. See, everything that you talk about, when you talk from the time that you get up to the time that you go to sleep, just think about the things that you talk about. All of your thoughts, speeches, and actions should line up with you being able to take care of yourself at the highest levels. Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. Negroes don't want to be responsible. Why black men don't want to be responsible for themselves. I know why. Because as soon as they shut you out of buying one of these facilities, everybody's talking about Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC. Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC. He wanted to buy NBC. So fucking what? It's NBC. Try buying something that the pinkos can't live without. Ooh. Ooh. Try buying a water company. Ooh. 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 Try doing that. And every time they turn on that faucet, watch the N-word come out of their mouth. Every time they take in their showers, watch the N-word come out of their mouth. I hate them. Every time they fill up their swimming pools and they got to pay us, watch what words come out of their mouth. See, you don't want to be responsible because you don't want to deal with the ramifications of being responsible. You don't want to deal with what it takes to be responsible, and then you got to produce 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then what do black men do? Black men turn around and flip it and say, oh, well, my mama didn't raise me like that. My mama didn't raise me like that. It was a black woman. Really, Negro? You're going to play that game? Especially while we're right here and we're talking about this right now. See, I'm not making this up. Everybody want to know, well, what a brother, man, where does it get its statistics and everything like that from? Say, yo, I watch C-SPAN 1, 2, and 3. I pull up some stuff on there. Y'all be like, oh, this Negro is boring. Water privatization. The privatization of water services in the United States. Oh. Let's see what that says. Oh, okay. They're trying to sell you some books. Well, we could download them for free. I always find a way to download them. But let's see if we can find some more water privatization companies. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. So here are some of the biggest water companies operating in the U.S. Oh, man. This is awesome. It says private companies pump cash from troubled municipalities. Oh, this is wonderful. They're getting paid while we're arguing on YouTube. You hear that, Auntie? These companies are getting paid while we're arguing on YouTube for years. For years. Pretty interesting what the article says. If you think of the U.S. drinking water system as a network of public utilities, you may want to think again. Nationwide, as much as 12% of the hooked up population is actually served by private systems, whether nonprofit, for profit, or otherwise. And there's going to be many more for sale. If any of these private companies are near you, you may end up covering the issues of privatization rates. Yeah, that's good business, isn't it, black man? Hey, and you should expect the controversy, like in Baltimore. Who? Baltimore. What's going on in Baltimore? Oh, yeah. Where the city council in August voted to ban privatization of any part of the water system within the city limits. Take note, there's also a private water company, peripherally involved in the Flint, Michigan drinking water crisis. But while that may make privatization sound newsier, the truth is that many other factors were far more important in causing the debacle. So, just like what happened up in Flint, Michigan, these folks still got to be responsible for the water up there. Now, I remember when Chicago's water system was up for sale. And I was like, damn, I wish I had the money to buy it. I wish I had the money to bid on certain things. But here's what it is. Black men, when we see things like that, first of all, we don't even stop to put ourselves in position. We don't stop to put ourselves in position to develop our own commissions. And I'm trying to show you, Negroes, how to develop your own commissions, and you won't even stop to listen. You won't even stop to listen. Yo, I'm like Marvin Gaye, man. Y'all make me want to holler. Y'all really make me want to throw up both my hands. You can't make this up, man. Okay, so let me explain to you how this thing works. You must have a top-down approach. You must have a top-down approach when you're dealing with living. When you're dealing with living. See, the most of you guys, y'all deal with life like you put your clothes on. You do not approach life how you put your clothes on. That's the wrong way. When you're dealing with socioeconomic issues, you gotta go from the top down. Who's in charge? And then you got to work on everything else after that. It's a top-down approach. Black men, you so used to being on the fucking bottom that you are. The only way you can think of, I need to start at the bottom. What's wrong with you Negroes, man? What's wrong with you? The electric companies are for sale. The water systems are for sale. Everything's for sale. Everything's for sale. Everything. And you guys are walking around. We want to pump and dump. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. Private ownership of community water systems by Service Population 2014. We see in Illinois, roughly 5 to 15% of the water that they sold in Illinois. Look at this. You can't say that it's not for sale in New York, Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware. Can't say that. Can't say that it's not for sale in Alaska, California. What? 20, 35% privately owned in California, Arizona. Place that's least likely to do it is Texas. But as you can see, it's all over the country. And Negroes argued me down about that. And then shifted on Edward Anderson's show then shifted to start talking about, well, the black woman should respect you regardless. She should respect you just because you're a man. Some fucking achievement, huh? See, you want the whole number two. This is what the black man, you know what? When black men start hollering respect, I'm going to say you're a number two. So for everyone who's listening, these Negroes that you start hearing about that's around here in this manosphere, I'm going to start calling you a number two. Because you want the number two. You want the second definition. Number two, due regard for feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. That's what you want. Call it respect. See, you want women to respect how you feel, respect my wishes and my rights, thoughtfulness, attentiveness, politeness, consideration, all that Philly touchy stuff. See, but that's just as a noun. Look at the verb. Verb is action. Admire someone or something deeply as a result of their abilities, qualities, or achievements. See, it's an action. But you're a number two. Oh, man. You know, I wish that I could sit back and that I can crack jokes about this. I wish I could. I wish I could. I really wish that I could. Now, read the sentence underneath there. It says she was respected by everyone she worked with. Put that in, take that she out of there and put that he in there. He was respected by everyone he worked with. They admired him because of his abilities, his qualities, and his achievements. You want respect, black man, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. Here, we have the ability to work together. Oh, wow, that's worth being respected. We go ahead and we buy a water system. That's an achievement. That's worth being respected. See, you think because you buy a house, a woman can buy a house. You think because you get a job, a woman can get a job. But I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you. You all number two ass dudes. I'm going to tell you. The women are going to turn around and they're going to buy this stuff up first. And then you know what they're going to say? You know what they're going to say? Screw you, Negroes. Screw you, Negroes. Screw you, Negroes. I think I did something a while ago, and they had the government or women buying natural resources already. See, the world is moving on past past us brothers. The world is moving on. So let's face it. You don't want to be responsible for yourself. You really don't want to be responsible for families. Hell, you had Kanye West around there trying to find his kids and what a birthday party was. Nobody wanted to tell him. You have Will Smith's wife. Oh wow, we seen what happened to her. See, you're too busy in entertainment. And she's like, well, I'm in entertainment too. I know these same people just like you do. So why would you think somebody respects the achievements of an entertainer? You're an actor. You're an entertainer. You're an artist. You know who those people are funded by? Those people are funded by the people that you take for granted every day. You know, when you turn your water on and you drink the water, those are the people that get no respect, but they fund everything. But how many black women do you hear that, oh, well, you're at a dinner party. Oh, well, my husband can't make it. Why can't your husband make it? Oh, well, because there's an issue, you know, with his job. Well, what does he do? Oh, he owns a water system. He owns a water system. He owns an electric company. Oh, shit. I didn't even know that. You Negroes can't have a dinner party. The women that you're dealing with don't even own an evening dress. Do you get that? Don't even own a dang blang evening dress. This is bad, man. You're responsible for that. Your woman doesn't own an evening dress. You are responsible for that. The reason why you go out to dinners and you mix and mingle and things like that, because that's where your partners are that you do business with. You cannot have a dinner party at an apartment. Well, a small one anyway. So who's ready? Who's ready to be responsible? Who is? Who's ready to be responsible for the water that goes in their mouth, other than you're buying it from Walmart? Or the water that comes out of the sink currently? How about owning the water that comes out of your faucet? How about that? How about when you turn your faucet on, that's my water. I own that. Damn. Damn, that just gave me some chills. That's my water. And that when you go outside and you see the people walking up and down the street and they are drinking your water, the water that you own, that's duty, that's responsibility. Wow. I'm telling you, brothers, we can make it. We could damn sure do it. It's there. All we got to do is figure out a way. All we got to do is put our heads together. And we can achieve. And we can win. Because we have the ability to go and do it. Now, I just found out some interesting statistics today. Our boys that's about 25 years and younger, only 10% of them can read proficiently. So it's incumbent upon us to do this because their generation is not going to be. You know why? Because they can't even read. They can't read. So the Gen Zers can't even read. Look, this is unpopular, right? And for all of my, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to start doing is that I am going to list these as unpopular. So don't go in there. I don't want people to go into these because it's unpopular. Don't waste your time. Don't give, these should not even have any views. So I'm going to put unpopular on there. Don't waste your time with these titles. So you may say that, oh, well, the man, he's just ranting. He's just talking. No, I have solutions. I have solutions. But you too busy wanting to be a number 2 instead of a number 1. So you want to be number 2. See, because when my woman turns on the water, and my wife knows where I'm headed. She knows where it is I'm headed. Because I'm interested in being a number 1. Because I need for her to have a feeling of deep admiration. She turns that water on. My husband owns that water that I wash my body with. when our women, when they turn on that damn water, they gotta say, my black men. That's thank you. Thank you for the hot water. Thank you for the cold water. That's something to be proud about. But you Negroes, y'all just want people to give you something for nothing. This is not Domino's, Negroes. This is not Domino's. You get something, you don't get something for nothing. You have to give of yourself in order to gain something. Wow. I told you this was going to be unpopular. This is not going to be what you want to hear. Because you Negroes ought to be ashamed of yourself. Every last penny, every last dollar, every last dime should be going into you investing in the big three: food, water, shelter. Without those, you don't survive. Show me what Negroes or what people on this planet is surviving without food, water, and shelter. Please tell me. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Who's surviving without food, water, and shelter? Exactly. So why wouldn't you take all of your money and try to invest in it? But no, you don't do that. Come up, nigga. I got more money than you. Come up, nigga. I can show you how much money I got. The internet beefs, the stupidity is heartbreaking. Talking about frivolous things. It's time wasting. It's distracting. And you want somebody to respect you? How do you figure? And all of you guys out here, even the married ones, including myself, you know what? And I'm going to do a show on pity love. There you go. I'm going to crank that one up too. I'm going to add that one to the list. Pity love. Pity love. Because that's what black women have for us right now. Pity love. Pity freaking love. Wally, what you got to say? You said if they had money, where their business at? What's the name and what field are they in? Okay, so listen, there's a lot of guys that's out here. They have money. They have money. But the thing of it is that they don't invest their money toward the big three. See, everything starts from the top down. So if you see what they were talking about here, if you see what they were saying, that the utilities passed on acquisition cost of $253 million. You see, that's power. Check this out. What are these private companies worth? Essential Utilities, which is the parent company, reported in 2020 a net income of $284 million compared to the $224.5 million in 2019. So they roughly are making about $250 million a year. Illinois American's parent company, American Water, reported in 2020 a net income of $709 million as compared to the $620 million in 2019. See that? A company's financial success tends to create a demand for the company's stock, driving the price up. This holds true for the parent companies of both Aqua and Illinois American. As you can see from the livestock charts of the American Water AWK and Essentials Utility WTRG, these companies have done particularly well in the past several years. In fact, stock prices for both are trading near all-time highs. There you go. $163 for AWK, $49 for WTRG. See, now you see what the problem is. But in order to do this, black man, you gotta be responsible. So yeah, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put the warning label on here now. Don't listen to this. Don't listen. Yeah, because this is not going to be popular. There we go. Not popular. Don't listen. Because Negroes don't want y'all don't want the money. You don't want to be responsible. You don't want the money. You don't want the power. You don't want respect. So what do you want? What do you want? What is it? Just sex? Ride around in some cars till you get to be 50, 60 years old and you're going to die? Is that what you want to do? Come on, tell me, brothers. Because if that's what you want to do, then I'll stop talking. Because then we don't have no right to complain about nothing else at that point. Want some jobs? Because you don't want any power. That's evident. Because you make excuses all the time for every single thing. Y'all like listening to Lil Wayne? Well, what about the song? Niggas can't do this, niggas can't do that. Y'all like that song? I just want them to just treat me nice. I just want them to treat me good. She should just respect me for me being me. I tell you what you do. Just service the women, get up and leave. The way the kids turn out, don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. Just get up and leave. Don't care. Because you don't want anything out of life. You don't want nothing. Hell, you don't even want to take care of yourself. You don't even want to be responsible for yourself. How can you drink something? How can you bathe in something knowing that another man is providing it for you? And you say, yeah, well, I pay the water bill. I pay that man. I pay that man for giving me water. What? You actually think that this funny money, that this fiat money is good for trade? You honestly think that when it comes to living? No wonder why your woman don't respect you. I see why black women don't respect us. I see why. I see why they loud talk. I see why they seem to be out of control. See, nature has a funny way of giving you the appropriate response to things. So, you Negroes, y'all don't want to listen, but I'm telling you, I'm almost there. See, I know that you can buy water. That's why I'm headed. So if you want to know where I'm headed and what I'm doing, I'm showing you where I'm on my way to, the road that I'm walking down. My wife knows, my children know. This is where daddy's headed. So my kids turn on the water, daddy brought that water to us. This is our water. Wow. Wow, black man. So I got work to do. As always, at the 1 hour mark, I'm going to give you about an hour of my time. Then I'm out of here. Do something on this planet that people can be proud of you. So that people can be proud of you. That you can be proud of yourself. so that you can be proud of yourself. See all these water systems that they bought? See all of them? Y'all see all these nice little rivers? Y'all see all those nice little rivers, all them water systems that's by those rivers? And you see all the ones that they bought in the state? Yeah. And look at it. The North Main Utility, acquired by Aqua, right? $19 million for the water, $3.49 million for the wastewater, $20 million. $20 million. That's how much they spent for this. $20 million. $20 million. Matino in Illinois, $25 million they spent. What's that? $32 million they bought. I'm telling you, it's just like Monopoly. Out in Lyle. Look at this. They spent less than $1 million for this. Roughly about $3.7 million for Skyline Systems. Not even $1 million for Crystal Lake Clearwater, for Crystal Clearwater Company. Out in Lake County. What about $5 million? About $3 million, just over $3 million for Andusula, or I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm not even going to try not this late. Look at this. $162,000 they acquired this one for. $162 goddamn $1,000. $195,000 from ransom. $1.4 million. You see? And you see why the black man is behind? How much down in the ones what East St. Louis is? How much? $18 million for Granite City, Illinois. $3 million. About $700,000. Roughly about just over $40 million. 1.7 million. Not even $1 million. And we have guys that play football, basketball, all of those guys that's out here. Can't say, you turn that water on, that's my water. What? Yeah, that's my water that comes out of the faucet. Get out of here. Yeah, I own that company. And it's almost disheartening. That's a little bit better. So for everyone that came out this morning, I was expecting to be by myself, as I sometimes always do. Wally, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, man, for hitting up the chat. And T, thanks for coming. L Nix, thanks for hanging out. If you're still there, buddy, thank you very much. Who else did I miss that was in the chat? Yeah, no one else. Say, I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope I didn't go. Well, I was supposed to go in. I should have actually went in harder. But the chastisement, what is that going to solve? Nothing. Nothing at all. So if you guys need an example, if you guys need a martyr, whatever it is that you guys need, I'll be it. So Wally, and I dig exactly what you're saying, bro, with a little spoon. But I don't just want this to be information. I need for you to act on it. They bought a water system for $162,000. For $162,000. The cost of a house. They sure did. So I need you to act on it. I need our brothers to start getting involved in the big three. You can do it. I'm doing it. Because as you can see, there's veins of water that is running through Illinois. Hell, even if you don't want to start your own company, be part of the company that's already existing. See, this is the controversial stuff. It's not going to be popular. So I don't want you to listen to it. So I don't want the message that I'm giving you just to be informative. I want you to get information. Get information. Mount up. Do the work. Because as you heard, they're making record profits. They're making so much money that one little vein that they got that they spent $160,000 for. And I'll put it back up here. I think it was one of these over here. One of these little joints. There we go. Lenoir, Illinois. Acquired by Illinois American Water. $162,000. Yeah, they bought it back in 2019. It was approved in 2020. So while all these Negroes is out here, the pandemic, I got to get me some PPP money for the companies I don't have. They swooped in and they bought a whole water company for $160,000. Woo! So while black folks was out there, see, this is stuff that I read. So if you guys want to know what it is that I read and why it is that you think I'm talking crazy, this is the stuff here that I read. The boring stuff. The boring stuff. Here it is. Illinois Water Company. How did they buy this? They bought it through a court system? How did they do that? See, I'm interested. The case, administrative law judge. Oh, so they had to go to administrative court in order to buy it. Illinois Water Company, application for the issuance of the certificate of public convenience and necessity to provide water services in areas in LaSalle County, Illinois, and the approval for the purchase of certain assets of the village of Lenoir in accordance with that subsection. Interesting. Look at this. April of 2020. Where everybody else in the world, I'm out here struggling. They're out here buying up water systems for $160,000. So they went to some sort of committee, and this has been going back since 2019. So they put in a petition, the application for the water company back in August of 2019, August 28th. Approval of asset purchase agreement. Let's look at that. Let's take a look at the actual application. This is going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be real good because now niggas ain't going to have no excuse. Here's an application that you put in to buy a water company. Here it is. 5 pages long, right? In the matter of the application of the Illinois American Water Company for the issuance of a certificate of public convenience and necessity to provide water service to the areas in LaSalle County, Illinois, and for the approval of purchase for certain assets of the village of Lenoir, Illinois, in accordance with the section of 8-406 of the Illinois Public Utilities Act. You see this? This is that stuff that I look at. Thanks, Wally, for checking it out. Then you just go in, submit your application for a certificate of public convenience and a necessity and approval of an asset purchase agreement. So they went to the company, said, okay, we want to buy it. They said, okay. So then you got to submit your application in to the Illinois American Water Company. Hereby request that the Illinois Commerce Commission, this is how you buy it, enter an order pursuant to 8-406 of the Illinois Utilities Act, issuing a certificate. So this is the certificate that they have to get in order to be able to operate their water company. So they're just basically asking the government to approve the sale. And so you have to put in an application for it. Here it is. Here it is. So basically, the only thing that they're trying to say is we're just transferring it. So, and subject to approval of the Illinois Commerce Commission, they will acquire substantially all the assets of the water systems for $100,000. IAWC requests that the fair market value and the establishment of the ranking of the base of the water system to be determined pursuant to the appraisal process set forth by the System Viability Act. See that? Not much. You need to know who the lawyer was. His name is Tennessee Jones, Vice President, Legal, 100 North Waterworks Drive in Belleville. Here's the man's information number. Information. You want to know how to buy water systems? I'm sure that's the guy to call. See that? Nothing more. Make sure that you got to notarize. That's it. Oh, let's see what else. They got Exhibit A. Let's see what Exhibit A stands for. Here's the asset purchase agreement. You want to know how to buy it? Here's how. See, niggas don't want to be responsible. It's just 24 pages. This is a purchase agreement made on the 10th day of July, 2019. The 10th day of July of 2019. Between Illinois American Water Company and Illinois Corporation and Illinois Corporation and the Village of Lenoir, Illinois. An Illinois Municipal Corporation. Wait a second. Is that a municipality, a governmental agency selling the water company to a private water company for $100,000? Here, Lenoir currently owns and operates a water treatment and distribution system called The System in or near Lenoir, Illinois. They desire to sell it substantially all of the assets, all of them, or are used in furtherance of the system of Illinois. They're selling everything. Remember what I told you, Negroes? It's a sell-off. This is a monopoly. The railroads are for sale. Waterworks is for sale. The utility companies are for sale. The transfer of assets. I'm just wondering if they got something interesting that I want to see before I move on to the next point. I mean, they just basically gave it up. For 100 G's. What else they got? I'm just being nosy now. Okay, so these are all the definitions. Testimony. The Illinois Commission. His testimony. Direct testimony of Steve Wegman. Please state your name. What's your position? What is your position at the Illinois Water Company? I serve as a senior design engineer for IWAC. How long have you been there? Well, I've just been an engineer since 2008. Would you give us a summary of your educational work? I received a bachelor's in science from Illinois Champaign-Urbana. So he's been a professional water guy for 45 years. Isn't that something to be respected? Hey, I pay a guy who's been a water professional for 45 years. Yeah. So this is his testimony. The sad part is that it's here for you to know how to do. But that's okay, since you Negroes are too lazy, too shiftless, too much involved in your computers and in your video games. I'll go out here in this real world and I'll play the game with them. How about that? How about I do it for you? How about I do it for you? And here's all the sections that's in LaSalle County that they own. Now, if you don't find this shit actually interesting, so this is Lenoir, and this is the area that they cover for 100 G's. Everything inside this area for 100 G's, good to go. So they bought a 1.5 mile area, right? Or maybe that it's this area right here that's in black that they getting for 100 G's. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. That is not bad at all. And all you got to do is some little poking. Little poking, little digging. See that? Now, back in the 80s, and I can dig this with the baby boomers. You would have had to do a lot of research in order to even try to get this much information. You had to do a lot of digging down at the library. They didn't have computers in the houses. If they did, it cost your arm and a leg, and you don't get the same type. You did get the same type of services back then. So I'll give it to the boomers on that one. I really couldn't expect for them to be able to do all of this. But for the millennials, the Gen Xers, no excuse. So with that, I'm going to stop preaching at you. I just thought that was relatively interesting. The systems that they acquired, how much they paid for them, how they went about doing them. It's all online. It's just, what are you giving your energy to? So let's face it, black men. Are you going to man up and earn your respect? Are you going to keep whining like a little girl? You should just give it to me. Man, let me get off this joint. I'm going to bid you guys a good morning. Food is next. We're going to do water, food, shelter. Water, food, shelter. Food is next. So with that, I'm going to bid y'all good morning. Hey, I'm going to say have a happy Tuesday. Enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy every day that you have. Try to make the most of every day that you have. Hey, I'm sharing this with you. Say, V, it's good you came up, bro, but I'm about to get out of here. I'm gone. I'll say what's up to you real quick.
Hello.
Hey, v, come on, man.
What did you say?
I said I was actually closing out the show. I'm gone. So what's
Oh,
going on? How
okay.
you doing?
I'm okay. I'm studying for a test that I have in another 2 days. Just want to
Okay.
say hello.
All right.
Yeah. So have a wonderful day.
All right. So I will be back on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, huh?
This is part of a
What
three-part.
is the time right now in your? What is your time right now?
All right, it's 3:42 a.m. What time do you have?
Ah, right now it's 11 in the morning.
It's 11 in the morning.
11:42 in the morning.
Okay, all right. And so you are 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, anyway, have a wonderful
All right.
night then.
All right.
Night.
You as well. You take it easy, bro.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and with that, that was my man V. Take it easy, and I'm gone.